Well, hello everybody, it's Dennis and Andy, and we're back for another movie review in a few. A movie review for you in 10 minutes or less so you can get on with your day and get all the information you need from your trusted source and everything when it comes to movie reviews. Dennis and myself, isn't that right? We're the geniuses of movie reviews.
All I'm going to say is Shazam!
Shazam! That's right, we saw Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods last night. This will be non-spoiler, so don't worry, we're not going to spoil anything except for who dies? Just kidding, we're not going to spoil anything. Zachary Levi is back. This movie is 4 years after the first one, which is weird because most sequels only take about 2. I don't know, maybe you can answer this, Dennis, and this is not a spoiler. How long after the first movie do you think it was from when that movie ended to when this one starts? Because it felt like they were playing it pretty quick.
No, because in the first movie he was like 15-ish, and he's turning 18.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
I guess
saying about 3 years, and I'm sure COVID maybe had something to do with it. Now, with all being told, I really enjoyed the first Shazam movie. I thought it was really fun, well done, heartwarming. It had all the pieces to make it a really good movie. So Shazam Fury of the Gods definitely had a higher bar to hit for me on this one.
It did. Sequels always do. Sequels usually don't live up to the first one either.
Right.
And we'll get to that.
But
so,
Zachary cast. It had a great cast.
Oh, yeah.
And we get introduced to, the villains early in the movie. We get introduced to 2 of the daughters of the Titans, of the Titan Atlas, Hespera and Calypso, which, of course, is Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. And absolutely love those actresses. So I was very excited to see what they could bring to the DCU.
Yeah, I mean, Helen Mirren, that's like when they got Anthony Hopkins in Thor.
Yes.
Stature, because she's just a legend, and Lucy Liu's great. I thought they both did very well in their respectable roles. This time, one of the changes this time is, I'm looking for the actress, Grace Carolyn plays Mary Marvel as well as her alter ego, Mary, as well. Whereas in the first movie, they actually had a different actress when she would transform. So in this movie, she's playing both roles, and glad they made that decision.
Yeah.
She looks good in that costume, we'll just say that. The other actors are all back.
I was going to say all the other actors for the Marvel family are there, and I enjoyed all of them. I think they all played their parts well, just like I said, I thought so in the first one. But Megan Good, she played Darla, the superhero Darla. I mean, she was just absolutely adorable and fun.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Throughout this movie, she was great. She really was. And then Freddy is played by Jack Dylan Grazer, and he was energetic, he was foppish, he was fun, and a lot of drama, a lot of power that he brought to his role. He's handicapped and he's got these, and he played it. So I know some people will probably be a little upset because he took it stammering and stuff so much, and he was a very highlight of this movie, but I actually thought he did a really good job.
He did. So the overall plot of the movie is Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu's characters come to Earth, come to this realm because they want to get back what they think is stolen from them, which is the power of Shazam. So they go to this museum, and if you remember when the first Shazam ended, he had this, or the bad guy there had the staff of eternity, whatever it's called, and Shazam broke it in half over his knee like, haha, you can't use this anymore. And so now it's in a museum, and the two daughters of the Titan Atlas show up to get the staff. They need to get it repaired, and then they'll go after the kids to take the powers back because it's rightfully theirs. One of the questions I have right out of the gate is, why'd they wait 3 years to come to this realm and do it? I don't think that was answered. Maybe I missed it.
Nah, it wasn't specifically answered, but it probably took them a while to find it. I mean that.
Okay, we'll go with that. But honestly, if you're going to go with that, 2 lines of dialogue would take care of that. So there isn't that lingering question.
I know. So one of the things I'll be upfront with on this, this movie was fun, but it was filled with flaws. Lots and lots of flaws.
Well, the big one, and they did this in the first one too, and this is really something DC has done with the Shazam character, which I don't think is smart, which is, when Billy Batson originally changed into Shazam, it was a different person. Different personality, right?
Yeah.
Or you could say it was at least a grown-up version of Billy, not acting like a 16-year-old kid anymore. And, he has, the strength of Hercules, the speed of Mercury, all the letters stand for something. Well, one of them is the wisdom of Solomon. And if you have that wisdom, you wouldn't think it would turn on and off in your head like a light switch. Because there are times he does stuff you go, okay, that shows the wisdom. But for 99% of the time, he doesn't have it. And that's a problem because
right.
He's supposed to literally have all these traits.
So my biggest issue with this movie, so let's contrast that with the first one. Asher Angel plays the young Billy. And in the first one, he just got his powers. He was learning it. There was still a gap between their personalities. And like when he turned into Zachary Levi Shazam, and he's like, whoa, whoa. And he was so dumbfounded and he made lots of stupid things. Now we're 3 years later. He's aging out of the program where he's living with his parents. And you expected there to be growth and maturity that came with it from Billy. And Billy showed it. When he was in his child form, it was there. The problem was, and I'm not going to blame Zachary Levi because you could tell that's what he wanted him to do. It was scripted and directed that way, where he was a foppish, again, like a 13, 14, 15-year-old going off the handle, making all these stupid
things. It is almost like he regressed. Because you're right. When Billy Batson was around, he was more mature. And not all the other members of the Marvel family acted as immature when they were in their adult forms. I mean, Megan Good, like Dennis said, she's adorable. But at the same time, you're all supposed to, as far as I know, when the traits split off and they all got powers, they all have those powers. Or have those inherent traits of wisdom of Solomon. Maybe not to the same extent, because you do notice Daria is the fast one out of the group. Megan Good's character and Freddy's character is, another type out of the group, whatever. So it was a little inconsistent, but overall, there are a couple nice surprise moments in it. There's an after credit scene, and then there's an after credit scene. I suggest you stay for both, and we're not going to spoil what they are, but if this is the last Shazam movie, because I guess James Gunn said if it doesn't perform well, then this one's toast as well. It won't go into his universe. If that's the case, the after credit scene, the second scene, it's just 100% worthless. It is just
Yep.
worthless.
Yep. I
And to
will
be
say
honest,
there is one thing that we got to remember to mention, and you have to look for it. There is one cameo in this movie. It's really, really quick, but you'll see him in a shirt and stuff like that. And let's just say it'll harken back to the 1970s. That was really cool for those of us old enough to have watched the original series. You will get it, you will love it, but you have to watch for it. So, good luck finding that one. Hopefully you see it.
I mean, you gave so many clues there
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
that,
matter. A lot of people are not old enough and have not watched it.
oh, yeah, all right, that's true. That's true. All right, I'll give you that. I was just looking at this big cast list just to see if he's
Yeah.
mentioning
So
the one I'm looking at.
for
He's
me, the
not. So,
highlights are the casting was fantastic. I love the acting. The wizard, he was great. Um, my For all of the good guys, let's put it that way. I was very disappointed in the villains in this one. With the casting like they had, I expected they reminded me of very generic Marvel or DC plain villains. I expected a lot more out of them, and I was very disappointed in the villains, especially for those great actresses. And then for me, the CG was great to a point in areas and really not so hot in other areas. And the dragon, which you saw in the trailer, it reminds me something out of like Harry Potter. But even when the big battle's coming up and something happens, it's so drawn out, and you're like, oh my God, this is just terrible. So it felt like in a lot of this there was too much CG, and then they had a whole bunch of the minions, which you saw from the trailer, on there, and they look like the Chitauri from Marvel, just generics. So you didn't care about them. They just didn't have the heart in this movie. And the reason the first movie worked so well was there was a good balance between adults and the kid versions. And the kid versions are where all the heart really came from. There was not enough of them in this one, and they were lacking on a lot of it. So this was a good movie. It was fun, but not a great movie. And I think it really missed hitting on all cylinders.
all right. So, what is your CGC grade then?
I am grading this one a 6.5. It's okay. I'm glad I saw it. I won't be seeing it again. Whereas the first Shazam I've seen multiple times. I loved it. So 6.5.
Yeah, I'm actually right there with you. Amazingly enough, I'm a 6.5 with it as well. Same things, the sequel doesn't hold up to the first one. It's to be expected. It could have. The writing could have been better. The action scenes were fun. Seeing everybody in costume was fun. It's fun. If you're taking your kid to see it or something, they'll love it. My daughter loved it.
It is kid friendly, very kid friendly.
Oh yeah, very kid friendly. So yeah, I'm giving it a 6.5.
I will say though
So
that the
there
one
you go.
thing Shazam movies do have is they do have a bit of a dark edge to them. But they don't go totally dark, so it is very kid friendly. So that is one saving grace. Um, Rotten Tomatoes, the critics not fond of it at a 55. The audience is giving it an 84. And then on IMDb, their rating is a 6.9. So we're kind of right there.
We are. Now, if you want to get something that's going to blow your socks off and is rated 10.0, Kor-Drath the Reckoning by Dennis and I. That's right, Kor-Drath the Reckoning, 76 pages, brutal barbarian action as Kor-Drath with the sorceress Adriana have to find out who slaughtered his tribe, or should I say who was behind the slaughter of his tribe and why. There's a deeper story to be told in this 76-page thrilling action adventure, Conan-esque, Game of Thrones-esque, Dungeons and Dragons-esque fantasy story. Something cool this past week, See, this says 76,900, but we are also running a mirror campaign on Kickstarter, $3,401. You add that up, and we broke $80,000, which means we have unlocked the stretch goal of the 7x10 Lilith character card. That's right. You all will get 3 character cards now. Kor-Drath, Adriana, Lilith, and everybody's going to get a 7x10 Shattered Reach map so you know where everything takes place. These character cards are great because they are playable. Dennis wrote all these stats on the back. These are playable characters with slight modifications. You can play them in your favorite role-playing games as well. But you know what and where you can play them? In Kor-Drath, Mayhem in the Mirador Mountains. This is a role-playing game module that Dennis is writing, 24 pages in length. Isn't that right, big guy?
Yep, looking forward to doing that. We'll be testing some testing on it and continuation. So, yep, it's coming out very nicely. So, can't wait for it. Read the graphic novel, play the game.
There you go. So right now, $76,900 on Indiegogo, $3,400 on Kickstarter. The links are in the description below. So please, guys, go check it out. We think you'll really enjoy it. Like I said, 76 pages of fun. You can read the first 8 pages. You can go to the website as well to read the first 8 pages and see more. And our next stretch goal is for $90,000. And that one is the Necronite playable character card. That's right, the Necronite and all his goodness. I just wrapped up the black and white art to it. And now it's off to Dan Lawless, who colored the other ones, to slap some fine color onto this one. So there you have it, guys. We thank you all. This has been another movie review in a few. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Don't you, Dennis?
I do. Guys, have a great weekend, and we will chat with you soon. Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Certified badass.